there's been a lot of talk about professional Black women and what it's like for us to date and find someone new. And you're going to hear from real women today about what it's really like. So you're in for a treat.
Hi, I'm Sar from thetendedgarden.com, a blog for singles over 30.
Hi, this is Sherri. I just wanted to shout out to Ariana over at Ford Memorial City for helping me get this day together. And always my girl Tiffany Nelson for getting my hair on point for all my occasions. Thank you.
And what's your take on dating today? What do you like? What do you like about dating? Let's start with the positive.
Well, I think what I like about dating is probably the same thing I like about adventure.
Okay.
And that you don't know what you're going to get exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you get an adrenaline rush. So I guess that's the part of dating that's the most fun is the fact that you're about to go on an adventure and you don't know what that adventure is going to be. It could be an adventure where it's a one-time adventure, but you get some really good stories out of it and it's really funny and you crack your friends up.
Right.
Or it could be an adventure where it leads to a relationship, which in and of itself is an adventure. So that's the part I like.
That's a good way to look at it.
I was just gonna say, it gives me a little flutter of butterflies in my stomach when getting to know someone new and just learning about them and making and realizing that there's someone else out there for a lot of times for me at least that has some experiences that are similar to yours and can relate to you and just finding someone and just feeling those kind of fluttering feelings that's kind of makes you tingle inside.
Yes.
I enjoy that aspect of dating.
I'm with you on that. Like, I really hate it when I go out with a guy and I'm like halfway through the date and I'm thinking, man, this doesn't have any kind of future associated with it. Okay, but to your point, that's an adventure in and of itself. Like, to even get to that point of meeting someone new, like I do like that kind of dance of dating, like meeting somebody new, having that kind of flirtatious conversation, making plans to go out, and then the possibilities of what could be. You know, there's something exciting about that. And then when you make a connection with somebody, like those first like month, 2 months of dating, like nothing on earth compares to that. The only thing I would compare to that is like getting a job offer. You get a salary, and you like what? But like all of that excitement, like your first kiss with somebody that you like.
That's right.
All those conversations and learning and exploring and trying new things together. I think that's a beautiful thing. That said, like I have more scenarios of I'm halfway through the day thinking, okay, how can I get out of this quickly and move on with my life? So, you know, but it's like that trade-off of if you want to get to what you really want to have, you got to put in that work. It can't just be 50-50. Like I don't want to, you know, make it seem like a man needs to like my preference is that a man does all of the heavy lifting. No, I'm grown.
Right.
I can do some heavy lifting.
Right.
I want to show you that I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
But give me something to react to, especially if it's like our first 3 days. Okay, maybe the first day you need to know what I like. Maybe. But still, I think you can give me something to react to. Like, how about we go here? Then I can say, yeah, that would be great. Or why don't we think about this spot? But if everything coming out of your mouth is a question, I was at work all day. Okay.
Maybe,
I don't want to answer no more questions.
maybe he's not in your pool.
Right.
Or you, amen. You're not in my dating pool.
Right.
Okay, my pool is 4 by 4 feet wide, and you do not. When do you know it's time to go in a different direction? He's not the one. He's not in my dating pool.
I think that across the board,
Like 5 dates.
meeting someone online or not, I think everybody has their limits.
Right.
So it's just a hard question for me to answer because I don't know. Every situation is different.
Yes. Well, I tell you, I wish I could short cycle it. So I met a guy who was telling me about a book that was like, how can you know if someone's for you in 2 dates or less? And I was like, I need that book.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't want to put like even, 9 months, 6 months, a year into somebody and be like, well, dang, I'm not sure I even really like you. You know?
I'm I'm sorry. Dating advice just really irritates me. And here's why. Because every person in every situation is
different,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
and so maybe you can't tell within 2
Right.
days.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
whether or not you should dump
Right.
somebody. And I think it would be premature to do that. You know, and unless like on the first date or the second date, like your instincts, everything in you
Right.
is telling you
Exactly.
like dump this.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know, I get that. But if they're okay in
Yes.
the first one or two, I don't
Right.
see how you can. I don't know about it.
I absolutely agree because I'm thinking back to the last guy I dated. There were a few things he said to me that I was like, am I okay with this? It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's just not what I'm accustomed to.
Right.
Just because I'm not accustomed to it doesn't make it wrong.
Exactly.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mind open to this and just see where this goes. Because there are other things about this person that I like. I was like, oh yeah, I like all this,
Right.
this, and this. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe I can get over these other things that are new and different for me that
Right.
kind of makes me a little uncomfortable, but it's
Yeah.
only because it's new to me.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yes.
let me
Yeah.
just see where this goes.
Yeah.
I mean, and what I found though is I think there needs to be toll gates. So, in the sense of,
You sound like you're talking your work voice.
I know, but like, do we continue to move forward or not? So, and how to understand, like, how to ask what you need to ask for you, maybe sooner than later. So, like, with one guy that I met, he was much older, he was divorced, he had 2 grown children. And I didn't ask when I first met him, well, are you open to starting like a new family? Because that's not really like first date question. So I thought,
Why not?
but when we actually went out, he was like, no, I really don't want to have more children, and I'm thinking about having a vasectomy. So, at that point, we really don't need to continue to date. We can be cool, but we don't need to continue to date.
Right.
And it's like, I think if there's some things, there might be only 3 things where you need to either be on the same page with that person or not.
Right.
Get that out the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I have known people who have dated people for a period of time. And that person may feel like, or that other person may say, I don't want to start a family. But you were emotionally invested in that. And then you're back to, well, do I walk away or not? But if it's the first 2 days, you don't care about walking away. So I kind of feel like maybe if there's like maybe 2 or 3 things that really matter, get those out the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's, okay, do I know enough to continue to move forward or not?
So you consider those your deal breakers?
Know what your deal breakers are.
Right, because I thought that those, in the past, the children thing was a deal breaker for me, but the last guy I dated, he had a vasectomy. And so I thought to myself, and so that initially just clean took that off the table. And I had to think for myself, well, do I really need to have children?
Wow.
And so it got me to thinking, like, maybe I don't. I have some nephews now. Maybe I'm good with that.
Wow.
And so something that I thought was a deal breaker for me has become, well, maybe not.
And that's part of our evolution.
That's right.
As we continue to grow, is that certain things that used to be deal breakers might not be deal breakers.
Exactly. Right.
I mean, it's a part of the way we evolve.